Showtime Patrick Kane just got traded to the Rangers. Who would have saw that one coming? He got traded for a second round pick and a fourth round pick. The second can become a first, I think, if the Rangers make the conference finals or something like that. Regardless, that is not a big return for Patrick Kane. You know, he had all the leverage here, so I was not expecting a big return, but damn, you're only getting a second and a fourth for Patrick Kane. All right, it's time we sim his Rangers career. We are going to see if they can win a Stanley Cup with Patrick Kane before he retires. He's going to be on a line with Mika Zibanejad and his old line mate Artemi Panarin. They also picked up Tarasenko a couple weeks ago, so their forward core is absolutely legit. They also have a pretty good D core as well, with Adam Fox, who is a Norris defenseman. The Rangers would end up finishing their season with a 47, 24, and 11 record. Now, I had to start from the beginning of the season because there's no start today in NHL. Sadly, but Patrick Kane would lead the way with 41 goals and 88 points, along with Adam Fox having a very big year. Tarasenko wouldn't do bad either. He had 31 goals and 60 points. Somehow we ended up losing in the very first round to the Philadelphia Flyers. Really? Come on, New York. That is embarrassing. We should be a Stanley Cup contender, but we lose in the first round to the Flyers. You simply cannot make this shit up. Toronto would end up winning the Stanley Cup, beating the Oilers in 5 games. Shout out Fox winning the Norris. And Mitch Marner would take home the Conn Smythe. Patrick Kane is back on the Rangers. He would end up re-signing for 3 more years at $8.9 million. He's still on the first line with Zibanejad and Panarin. And hopefully this year we do not get beat in the first round by some trash team like the Flyers. Since it's a Patrick Kane video, I'm putting him as the captain. Showtime, baby. Sorry, Jacob Trouba. The Rangers would end up finishing first in their division with a 54, 22, and 6 record. A very good year for them. Adam Fox would put up the most absurd stat line ever. He would put up 8 goals and 100 assists. I don't think I've seen a crazier stat line ever. That is absolutely absurd. He led our team in points. Then Panarin had 103, and then Patrick Kane had 50 goals, and he had 97 points, so not a bad year for the 35-year-old. Shout out Adam Fox. He also led the league in points. Wow, that's crazy. I did not expect that out of him. So we got Washington in round number 1. Hopefully we don't choke this and lose to them. And thankfully we would end up beating them in 7 games. I don't know how it went 7 games, but it did. And we're off to round number 2. We have the Pittsburgh Penguins in round number 2. It took us 7 games yet again, but we would end up winning. And we have Florida in round number 3. And just like that, we are in the Stanley Cup Finals. We are up against the Edmonton Oilers. And there it is. Patrick Kane and the New York Rangers have won the Stanley Cup. Adam Fox is your Conn Smythe winner. Should be no surprise there. And here he is, Showtime Patrick Kane, coming to lift the Stanley Cup for the 4th time in his career. Patrick Kane would have an amazing playoff run. He had 19 goals and 32 points. I don't know how they gave the Conn Smythe to Adam Fox. They had the same amount of points, but Patrick Kane had 19 goals to Adam Fox's 4. I personally would have gave it to Patty Kane. Shout out Adam Fox having an unbelievable year. Patrick Kane has dropped down to an 89 overall, so thank God we won the title last season, because it's only downhill from here. The New York Rangers would end up finishing first in their division with a 53, 23, and 6 record. Mika Zibanejad would have a big year, scoring 100 points for the very first time, followed by Adam Fox with 93 and Artemi Panarin with 89. Patrick Kane had 35 goals and 87 points. We would end up losing in the second round to the Columbus Blue Jackets in 7 games, and the Toronto Maple Leafs win another Stanley Cup. They would end up beating the Dallas Stars in 5 games. Austin Matthews would take home the Conn Smythe. Patrick Kane has dropped yet again, this time to an 87 overall. The Rangers would end up finishing second in their division with a 46, 28, and 8 record. Patrick Kane had a very rough season. He only had 14 goals and 35 points. And yet again, we would lose to the Philadelphia Flyers, this time in the second round. Just flat out embarrassing. The Colorado Avalanche would go on to win the Stanley Cup. Nathan MacKinnon would take home the Conn Smythe. Patrick Kane is back for one more season at $4 million. But the sad news is he's on the 4th line and he's only a 79 overall. That is just a sad sight to see. The Rangers would end up finishing second in their division, and Patrick Kane would play most of of the season in the AHL. He did have 27 goals and 83 points in the AHL, and just like that, Patrick Kane has decided to retire. He would end up winning 1 Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers. He would end up having 570 goals, 917 assists for 1,487 points in only 1,395 games. He would end up with 4 Stanley Cups total in a very successful career. He also had very good playoff stats. That'll do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and make sure to subscribe. Turn notifications on so you don't miss a single upload. And remember, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.